my fellow wizards, as of making this video, there are roughly 46 different bundles in this game, with many retired and only available during certain sales or from third-party vendors like GameStop. So it can be incredibly overwhelming to figure out which ones are worth your money, especially with many running between $30 to $40 each.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Some people want certain bundles for cosmetic reasons, like they want the gear appearance for stitching or they like the look of the castles, and some people want the best stats or utility. So today I'm here with the top 10 best bundles, where I'll be covering my favorite picks for which bundles are going to give you the most value for your money. Note, I will be trying to keep this video fairly objective, so we will be focusing more on stats and utility here rather than aesthetics, since that could be incredibly subjective from person to person. We will also only be focusing on housing bundles and not gauntlets, but I do have a dedicated gauntlet video if you're interested. Now, we used to be able to get bundles at 25% or even 50% off a few times a year with the popular bundle palooza sales, but sadly those have become a thing of the past, and honestly, I'm still not over it. So what are your options? I normally would not recommend buying these bundles at full price, but thankfully with the 12 Days of the Spiral currently active, there are still some workarounds to get you a better deal. If previous years are any indication, we should be getting a mystery discount at some point, which can give you anywhere between 10% to 50% off your shopping cart on the main Wizard101 website. Hey, at least it's better than nothing. So if you really want to get any of these bundles, definitely wait for that mystery discount every December to save yourself some money, assuming they don't cancel that too. Anyway, let's get started. Number 10. Avalon Outlaw. If you've ever wanted to cosplay as Robin Hood, this bundle might be for you.
We're men, manly men, we're men in tights.
It has the Dashing Outlaw set maxing out at level 130, the Fairyfly Pet, the Vulpine Avenger mount, as well as the Outlaw's Refuge Castle. The gear isn't anything too special, with a mixture of universal damage, resist, and stun resist, though some of the item cards are kind of interesting. Instead, the main appeal of this bundle is actually the Vulpine Avenger mount, which gives a 2% pure stat boost while equipped. To my knowledge, this is the only mount to offer the stat boost besides the Clockwork Courser from the Cuckoo Clock Gauntlet, which makes it pretty unique. Especially at max level, when Pierce is very highly valued, this mount can be a great way to min-max your stats and get the most Pierce possible, though obviously it will come with a heavier price tag. I do want to add that in recent years, the Clockwork Courser mount has been available multiple times in the Crown Shop as a standalone purchase, so if you really want to Pierce mount, that may be another more affordable option if you're willing to wait for it. Number 9. Jewel Crafter. This bundle comes with the Shard Warriors attire maxing out at level 120, the Crystal Butterfly Pet, the Crystal Unicorn mount, and the Bountiful Mine housing item. And while the gear does look great for stitching, that's not the main appeal of this bundle, though the stats do have kind of an interesting mixture of healing, resist, and universal damage, and there are some unique item cards. Instead, what we're interested in are the mount and the Bountiful Mine housing item. The Crystal Unicorn mount is single passenger with a 40% speed boost, but can be dyed, which is pretty cool, and it also gives a permanent 2% universal accuracy stat boost as long as it's equipped, which can be great for min-maxing certain builds that need that little extra accuracy on hand. In addition, the Bountiful Mine can be entered, where inside you'll find a Bountiful Cart interactive housing item with a daily reward, which can include a number of different jewels, as well as rare reagents like diamond, draconium, glass slivers, platinum, titanium, and more, making this a great option to get resources for crafting. Finally, I do want to note that this bundle is a bit unique in that it comes with 7 differently colored cosmetic shard hammers, as well as the main stat-based one for stitching, so all your wizards can get their own hammer if you so choose, which is pretty neat. Number 8. Blacksmith's Fjord. This epic bundle has the Forge Master's attire, Forge Goblin Pet, Fjord Dragon mount, and the Blacksmith's Fjord Castle, and I do want to say that this bundle has one of my favorite looking mounts and wands on this list. The wand has the Chromatic Blast item card and decent universal damage, while the gear has a mixture of universal damage, resist, outgoing healing, and shadow rating, and comes with different Griselheim-themed spells, including Hammer of Thor, Grendel's Amends, and Rat Spin, which might appeal to some lower level life wizards who want an extra AoE spell on hand. You know, because life wizards still don't get a low-level AoE naturally, and I'm definitely not still bitter about it. The Forge Goblin Pet also has a potentially useful item card with a 2-pip shatter that can help remove shields from the enemy. However, this bundle is mainly on this list due to the valuable daily reward inside the castle itself. If you head inside into the back right room, you'll find the Forge Daily interactive housing item, which can give multiple reagents at once, including especially rare ones like amber, diamond, draconium, glass slivers, platinum, steel, and titanium. However, this daily reward is even better than the Bountiful Mine mentioned earlier because it can give multiples of each reagent, with amounts ranging between 1, 3, 4, 5, or even 25 at once, which is pretty insane and makes it very valuable to crafters. Obviously, you don't actually need to buy this bundle to access the daily housing reward. You can also visit castle tours in the commons of Wizard City and enter any of the Blacksmith's Fjord castles to also get the daily reward, but I still think this bundle is absolutely worth having on this list. Number 7, Battle Mage Keep. Up next is another favorite bundle of mine for aesthetics alone and the main source for my current Storm Stitch. What's not to love? Anyway, the Battle Mage Keep bundle comes with the Battle Mage attire, the Wargoyle pet, the Battle Havoc's mount, and the Battle Mage Keep castle. The gear maxes out at level 130 and is a mixture of offensive and defensive with universal damage, resist healing, and stun resist, and some unique cards like Justice Blade and the Maycast Quicken and Impede aura spells on the wand. The gear is also dyeable and also comes with 7 different colored wands for stitching along with the main stat wand, similar to the Jewel Crafter bundle, so you can actually stitch a wand on every wizard you own, which is great. However, we are once again here for the mount, which has a fantastic 2% universal damage boost, which can be really helpful in giving your wizard a permanent bump in strength. The only other mounts that give a similar sized damage boost are the Gulchers from the Gulchers Horde pack, which can be notoriously difficult to get, as well as the Battle Narwhal from the Polarian Explorers bundle, which sadly just barely did not make this list. The saddle of the Battle Havoc's mount is also dyeable, which is pretty cool, so overall I think this is a very solid bundle when you consider stuff like the enormous castle, which is perfect for my hoarding addiction, the amazing look of the gear, and that damage boost from the mount. Number 6, Mystic Fishing. This one is here for my fellow anglers out there. The bundle comes with the Mystic Fishing attire, maxing out at either level 110 or 120 due to some weirdness with the source of the bundle. It also has the First Mate Otter pet, the Mystic Skiff mount, and the Private Fishing Retreat housing item. The gear itself is pretty solid for both fishing and energy, with a total of 58 energy and 8% fishing luck across the level 110 set, though other energy sets further down this list are going to be better. The Mystic Skiff mount allows for 2 passengers, which is nice when you're questing with a friend, but the biggest prize for fishing fans is going to be the Private Fishing Retreat, which allows you to fish for some pretty rare specimens like the Sturgeon General Epic Fish and the Rainbow Trout that is exclusive to this bundle. I will say that you can also likely borrow access to the Private Fishing Retreat from a friend, and there are other fishing gear options available through packs like the Yuletide Elf Pack, but overall this bundle can be a great option for both energy gear and fishing utility if that's something you love. Number 5, Spooky Carnival. Alright, now we're getting into some of the best support bundles available, with the Spooky Carnival set being a classic alternative to the Jade gear from the Keeper's Spellamental pack. The bundle comes with the Spooky Carnival gear, the Balloon pet, the Creepy Clown car mount, and the Scarecrow housing item. The gear maxes out at level 130 and offers a decent combo of both universal damage, resist, and outgoing heals, but the main appeal here is the robe, which at level 130 is one of the best, if not the best, support gear at its level bracket due to its very high outgoing healing and resist. The gear also has some interesting cards, including Blade Dance, the Kiss of Death, and Frost Minotaur, as well as a Maycast Shift Bunferatu spell on the wand. In addition, you also get the Creepy Clown car mount, which not only allows you to carry 4 passengers at once, but is also one of the rare 50% speed mounts, meaning this is going to be one of your most efficient options for questing with a group of friends. Plus, it's just kind of adorable. Wow! Now, while I would argue the Spooky Carnival robe can still hold its own, I will say that more recent bundles have kind of diminished its usefulness, at least at the current max level of 170. However, for a support wizard looking for a solid option for the middle of the game, this is still a great bundle, especially with the amazing mount as an added bonus. Number 4, Mad Animancer. Sticking with our support theme, we have the Mad Animancer bundle, which comes with the Mad Animancer's gear, maxing out at level 170, the Hauntaman pet, the Chewy Kien's chair mount, and some very spooky housing items, including the Eerie Painting, Haunted Mirror, and Repossessed Couch. To me, the Animancer gear looks really cool, but it also has the advantage of having some of the most outgoing healing as a set in the game, with 80 across all 4 pieces. However, the downside here is that the stats offer no resist, which is usually very much needed in most support builds. You do get very high critical and oddly enough some pierce instead of the resist, so this definitely feels like more of an aggressive build meant to maximize outgoing healing, though obviously you're sacrificing survivability without that resist stat. Hey, at least no one should ever be bugging you about heals again.
I need healing.
The set also comes with some pretty helpful support item cards, so this is going to come down to what kind of build you're looking for and if you like the overall aesthetics. Number 3, Krakatopia River Palace. Here we have our final support focus bundle on this list, and this is where it gets a little bit complicated. The bundle comes with the Falcon in attire, maxing out at level 170, the Happy Jackal pet, the Chariot of the Croc's mount, and the River Palace castle. So the gear itself does have less overall outgoing healing compared to the Animancer set, with a total of 60 outgoing healing compared to 80. However, we do get some pretty decent resist here, with 52 resist across the entire set, which to me is worth the trade-off in outgoing healing. And oddly, the wand instead has universal damage and pierce. The issue is that with the addition of healing pins to the game, you can often get even better healing gear with the likes of the level 160 Eternal or level 170 Stalker hats and boots just by socketing a high outgoing pin. So in theory, one of your better support build options at level 170 is to use the Falcon and Robe from this set, use outgoing healing pins on hats and boots with high resist, and then use the Animancer wand, which is some of the best outgoing heal stats, and socket a healing jewel in the square slot. Obviously, this isn't super cost effective, so if I had to pick one support focused bundle at max level to recommend, it would definitely just be the Krokotopia River Palace for the most well-rounded stats, but all that is something to keep in mind. Otherwise, the gear aesthetics can apparently be dyed, which is nice, the mount looks awesome, you get the very cute Happy Jackal pet, and the castle is absolutely massive, so I definitely think the overall aesthetics here look fantastic as well. Number 2. Pet Trainer. Alright, we're really getting down to it now. This bundle comes with the Pet Trainer gear maxing out at level 130, the Pup Prodigy Pet, the Fur Wheeler mount, and the Pet Burrow and Pet Door housing items. The gear is the main appeal here, with a massive amount of energy available, as well as some universal damage, resist, and shadow rating and menstrology focused item cards. The Pazuka wand also gives an interesting Maycast piercing stun card, but no energy. In total, across the set, you'll get 82 energy, which is pretty amazing and definitely one of the best energy options in the game. In addition, the gear itself is dyeable. The Pup Prodigy pet is pretty cute, though I'd argue that there's an even better boy out there if you want energy.
You're a bad dog.
Do not say that to me.
The pet housing items are also pretty unique in that they allow your pets to teleport around, and I believe you as well if you click on the Play as Pet option, so overall this is a solid choice if you want some extra energy on hand. Number 1. Arcane Express. Our final bundle on this list might just put the previous bundle to shame as another contender for the best paid energy option in the game. It comes with the Arcane Engineer attire maxing out at level 150, the Chipmunk Conductor pet, and Little Steam Engine mount, and the Arcane Caboose, Passenger Car, Tank Car, and Train Engine housing items. The main gear itself has the same amount of energy as the Pet Trainer bundle at 82 total, but unlike the previous set, the wand here does give an extra 14 energy, making the grand total 96 energy if you include all 4 pieces, which is pretty amazing. The gear also includes some minion and healing focused item cards, though most of them aren't overly useful, and the Chipmunk Conductor does offer a Supernova item card too. And actually, this gear also comes with some set bonuses, including extra health and mana, stun resist, and a speed boost, which is kinda cool. So for one bundle alone, this is definitely going to be your best option for energy, though obviously if you're trying to min-max on energy, things get a little more complicated. In theory, you'd be best off combining either hat from the 2 bundles, the Pet Trainer robe, the Arcane Engineer boots, and the Arcane Whistle wand to get the most possible energy at 100 total, though obviously that's far more expensive. You could also raise your numbers even higher by grabbing something like the Green Shadow's hat from the Heroes of Lemuria pack for even more points, since then the hats, robe, and boots would all have 30 energy each. However, if you're looking for some easy energy gear that will last you a long while, this is a really solid option that should be useful for you throughout the entire game, which is why it got the number 1 spot on my list. However, if you would really prefer not to spend money and are looking for some free options for energy instead, I do have a different video to help you out. I also want to add that the mount and housing items here are pretty unique in that you can attach different train cars and actually ride around on the train in your house, and KI has continually added different seasonal train cars to the crown shop, so you can actually make a really long train if you want to collect all the cars. I don't know, I just think that's pretty neat.
I just think they're neat.
Alright my fellow wizards, those were my picks for the top 10 best bundles in the game. Let me know in the comments below which bundle is your personal favorite and which ones you've regretted buying. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it really does help me to make more amazing Wiz content for you all. And if you want to support me and the channel further, you can hit the join button below to become one of my awesome channel members. As always, I hope to see you out there in the spiral, and happy questing!